Neat. Okay. Let's see if that works here. Okay, we live. What up, baby? We live. Edit. 'Cause I gotta do the settings again. Wait. Okay, so we're gonna do. All right. Let's see. Yeah, let's do caps lock. I like that. Okay. Try that. Yeehaw. We trying this again, boys. We on minute 2. I have no viewers. Am I at least actually streaming this time? Hello, hello. Okay. I am live. Cool. Okay. I think I have finally gotten my tech issues sorted out. That was an absolute nightmare. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I had to end up going to the library because I didn't end up having the cord I needed to live stream at home. So I ended up having to do it here at the library, and they have a MacBook, and I have hardly ever used a Mac, like, in my life. So this is just absolutely crazy. I feel like I am 85 years old on a computer in like 1990, just freaking out. Boomer. I'm in the boomer stun lock, which is kind of funny because I never thought that I would be that boomer. So funny, huh? Okay. And we record backup audio because I am paranoid. Okay, so there was a lot of things that I debated on covering for stream today. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of covering some news that I think is important to cover, kind of give, some segments on that, and then probably cover the FD Signifier video. I haven't decided if I want to really watch any of it yet, because it's not really a react anything. I guess because the thing that I want to cover isn't really that much to do with all of the meat of the video, because I feel like other people have covered why the video is bad, but I specifically don't really like the invocation of the Panopticon in that video, so I want to cover that as well. I don't know why I'm sitting here telling you all of my segments. Um, anyway, so we're gonna do that, and then I want to, because of all of the absolute mania and infighting I've been seeing everywhere on the left, I'm going to be covering um, just some words of wisdom from somebody that I really respect. So anyway, all that out of the way. How's everybody doing? What's up? Um, this is the dead one, right? What? Boy, dude, I'm live, right? Am I like having a conniption right now? Why did the stream end? I didn't end stream. Why did it end? What? Or am I being goofy? Okay, I'm gonna close this other window because like I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. Um. Let me actually check my channel to make sure I don't have like way too much shit happening. Okay. Okay. So that should be the video, right? Just me being. Wait, I'm gonna double check. Okay, I'll just have to add it to the um stream VOD playlist later. That's perfectly okay. So I don't know how closely you guys have been paying attention to a lot of news, but I'm sure you have never heard of unknown political pundit Jimmy Carter. But there's been news floating around that he is in hospice care, and that could potentially mean that Jimmy Carter is dying. And I think that's really important for a lot of reasons. Because I think sometimes with Jimmy Carter's presidency, there's this tendency to say that he was a really bad president, but I don't know if I fully agree with that. That's not really what this video is about. But so, yeah, he's in hospice care, and I haven't really looked into what that really means for him. So, um, you know what? There's a video here for this. Let's just watch the video and see what it says. And then if I think I have anything super meaningful to add to it, um, I will get going. And now it is time for us to journey into a chapter of the fabled peanut farmer. Okay. And look, great ad. That's a great ad to mute too. They're just asking me for help with donations for an earthquake, and I'm like, mute. This is my stream. Okay. Okay. So before I get any shit about this being CNN, I'm literally just watching this to see if they explain what his situation is. So let's take a look. It looks like they've got their medical analyst. I don't even know. What does that even mean? Okay, whatever. All right, so Jimmy Carter hospice care. Here we go. Okay, I think that's a lot. So this is coming from Dr. Leah Wynn, I think. If I totally like mayoed that pronunciation up, perfectly cool with that. So just kind of recap what they're saying. So I'm sure a lot of people are already familiar with what hospice care is, but so it's usually reserved for people that are near the end of their life. They said it was for people that have about 6 months to live. So it's very possible that Jimmy Carter may not have a year left in him. So they're going to be probably looking over his needs and things like that. As far as like what Jimmy Carter actually has medically, I don't really have any clue what that amounts to as far as like what the condition is. But so yeah, it seems like Jimmy Carter might not have a lot of time left with us. And I'm going to be completely honest. I would be lying to you as a lefty if I didn't tell you that I am absolutely fucking fuming at the fact that Jimmy Carter, one of like the best people that we like have as far as like former presidents go, is in hospice, and yet we still have Henry Kissinger running around kissing Inger. So I'm going to play this video a little bit longer to see if there's anything else that gives us any more information. But if not, then we can move on. I still want to talk about Jimmy Carter for a little bit longer, but it'll be on something kind of different. All right, we speeding it up. Okay, so I don't really think we need to see much more of it. Um, so yeah, let's see if there's anything else. So it looks like on Saturday, the Carter Center announced that former President Jimmy Carter will be receiving hospice care at his home in Georgia. So he's staying at his home in Georgia. Uh, wow, I did not know this, but he is the oldest living president in history. That's insane. He's 98 years old. He has survived metas. Oh my God. Metastatic brain cancer and faced a number of health scares, including brain surgery. So he fell in 2019. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to cover with Jimmy Carter is... Oh, got caps lock on. Let me fix that. One thing I really respect about Jimmy Carter is that he's Christian and LGBT people, and he isn't really one of those Christians that is all right, we're going to check this. You got a fact check on Snopes about the thing I was actually going to look at. So let's see. Look at it in a second. So he's a Christian, and I respect the type of Christianity that he believes in because it seems to me to be incredibly consistent. He's been seen all over the place, continuing to help build houses. And I really respect his spirituality because it seems to me that it's not just something that is some cover or a thing that he believes but doesn't practice, but it's a thing that he believes in deeply and follows it in his actions. And that to me is incredibly respectable. So, doing a fact check, did Jimmy Carter say that Jesus never said a word about homosexuality? What do we got? Snopes, we right? We wrong? Was I wrong? Yes. See, here we go. So, it looks like the claim is Jimmy Carter noted that Jesus never said a word about homosexuality. And this is a correct statement given to him. So, it looks like he's got a quote here. It's a 2008 quote, and I'm going to read you guys the quote because I got a feeling this is going to be pretty damn based. Let's see. Oh shoot. Let's see what it says here. And so, former President Jimmy Carter had this to say. He said, "Homosexuality was well known in the ancient world." See, we're already at a place where my mind is blown because when Christians usually talk about homosexuality, they talk about it in such a really reductive way. So we're already off to a fantastic start. So homosexuality was well known in the ancient world well before Christ was born, and Jesus never said a word about homosexuality. Let's fucking go. Jimmy Carter out here standing up for the gays. And all his teachings about multiple things, Jesus never said that gay people should be condemned. I'm going to say that part one more time. In all of his teachings about multiple things, Jesus never said that gay people should be condemned. That is so fucking based. I'm just kind of awestruck at the moment because usually when people talk about being gay, especially as a Christian, they're usually against it because they think that the Bible says that it's wrong to be gay. But Jimmy Carter, I think, here is trying to take like the loving approach with Jesus and saying, well, no. It's been around for like centuries in the ancient world. Why would Jesus condemn gay people? He hung out with prostitutes and the sinners. So fucking cool, man. I'm gonna be really sad when Jimmy Carter passes because God, is he such a fantastic human being. So if you're wondering if Jimmy Carter was like where he was on LGBT rights, this at least gives you a hint of a clue where he's at. Well, I mean, not a hint on a clue, but it tells you where he sits, and it's absolutely amazing. So I think that's really all I've got to say about Jimmy Carter and what he said about gay people. So I think I'm going to end this segment here. And then I'm going to go on. Why do I have my Audacity up? I'm going to love editing this later, guys. Okay, well, even though Jimmy Carter is potentially on his last leg of life, here he is standing up for gay people. That goes back to at least 2018. So let's go Jimmy Carter. Anyway, this has been Arachnoid, and I hope to hear from you guys again in the next video. And you take care of yourself, and I will see you webheads in the next one. All right, guys. I think that went pretty okay for my first, coverage of a thing. So, cool. I'm gonna see, do I got any... I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Hi, Horsami. I'm just checking YouTube chat. Cool. So to move on to what I want to talk about next is if you guys have been alive and on the internet and claim to be on the left, I'm sure you guys have seen all of the infighting and all of people just coming at each other's throats and being huge dicks about a lot of different stuff. And I completely understand, not allying with everybody, but it seems like to me that a lot of the times when we start getting into a lot of different political discussions, we end up sometimes missing the forest for the trees a lot. And somebody who I gotta get that off the screen, who I really respect on this is going to be somebody you guys might not be familiar with. Is was a leftist commentator who was a co-host on the Majority Report. His name was Michael Brooks. He tragically passed away early, I think, on July 20th, 2020, from like a really sudden heart complication. But I wanted to play a clip here. Well, I guess it's going to be a couple of clips. And I might end up just covering this one video and then maybe saving some of the other stuff for... Oh, shit. It's only 4:35. Never mind. So, I guess I don't have to do the segment right away. Why am I doing that to myself? I'm just sitting here like all business, man. Like, I'm here until like 7 o'clock, and I'm just trying to like plow right through the segments. I don't got to do that. Okay. So, let me stop that there. Let me name this one. Yeah, I know. This is scuffed. This is the way we doing it. All right, you're watching me do everything here. And then I can do another one, can't I? Or does it just here? Again, I am doing this on a Mac, which is fucking amazing. I'm going to take a bit of a breather on the segments, and I'm just going to kind of chill once I figure out how to like do Audacity in the devil's operating system. There we go. That took me a second. Settings. Like, so if I hit the record button again, it's probably just gonna keep. Yeah, I don't want to do that. No. No. Okay. I'm so used to here. Does this make it easier for me? No. Oh my god. How the hell do I have to set it up in the settings where I can do more than one? Whatever, I can chop it up. Ugh. Okay. Neat. Okay. Okay, so that is the Jimmy Carter segment. I guess I'm trying to think here. Let's exit the full screen on Audacity. We don't need to be showing people this. Not yet. I didn't really pick any breather topics, did I? Okay. I'm just gonna chill here for a second and exist and figure out what the heck I am going to do next. Why do I have this saved? Why do I have this tweet saved? Okay. We're gonna head into the Twitters. Why do I have an FD signifier thing saved? Oh no. Why'd I click? No. I shouldn't have clicked it. Oh my god. I don't even want to touch this. This these tweets. Or do I? You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna keep dunking on FD signifier with his L's, I guess. I'll do something a little bit more lighthearted here. So, do I have his? I thought I had it up. Oh my god, I had it up and it's like a bit ago. Okay, not the tweet, not the terrible tweet being all crappy to Keffels for no good reason besides I woke up on the side of the bed and decided to be an asshole today. I'm going to... Alright. I swear YouTube ads are going to make me, go insane. So, if at any point I'm in a straitjacket, in a padded room, just squealing about YouTube ads, it's because I swear to God, every 6 minutes. Oh hell no, we're not doing it yet. We're not doing it yet. We'll get there. Every 6 minutes, I have to sit and listen to a YouTube ad, and I'm like, this is worse than streaming services. What the fuck is this? Who wants to get on YouTube and have to get, interrupted every, 5 minutes watching a video? I'll be watching an hour video, and there'll be, 6 or 7 ads. And I'm like, oh my god, YouTube. Okay, I'm done clowning. Oh god, what did I just do? No. No! We don't need you. We don't want you open. Oh my god. I don't even... What did I just click? You know what? I don't care. If it's not slowing down stream, we ain't stopping. Okay. So... Oh, crap. Nope, I remember what I was going to do. Here we go, guys. Here we go. No! Okay. Here we go. Okay. Mm-hmm. Can I rename you? We go delete. Okay. So, and we start in the segment audio in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello, fellow spiders of the internet, fellow webbies, webheads, whichever one I can say that doesn't get copyright fiends coming at my door or the YouTube FBI coming at me. Okay, so I don't know how many of you guys are aware of a content creator by the name of FD Signifier. I, as a typical rule, tend to really enjoy FD Signifier's content. I am luckily not really on the Bird app that much, but I've heard he's a lot different on Twitter than he is in his videos. We're probably going to see that later because I kind of want to cover what he said about Keffels. That'll be later on, but I'm going to probably keep it in the same segment because I gotta be honest, I don't know how to feel about this because I watched his content and I really enjoyed it, and then he dropped that whatever the first video was that was originally called Breaking Bread. That's called something else now that I have no idea what it is. And I was like, he really hates debate streamers, debate bros, because we got to make it masculine. He doesn't like debate bros. And just for the record, okay, see, he's got it there. He's got broke bread, but he actually changed the original title of the stream. The title of the stream at first was "The Left Might Have a Drama Problem," and I don't know if he got pushback on it or what happened to where he was like, okay, I had to change the name to include myself, even though he doesn't really talk about, he kind of includes himself in this problem, but he doesn't like, okay, so anyway, FD Signifier, not a fan of the debate space. He's said things about the debate space, like he thinks that a lot of them still hold white supremacist views. He's said a lot of gnarly, nasty stuff, particularly about people like Vosh and Xander Hall, because for this narrative of, okay, well, the debate bros are a bunch of like cis white dudes who just hop up on stream and act a fool, and that's it. When I could go down the list. There's Shark, who's black, who covers debate content. You got Demon Mama, who is an awesome trans woman that covers debate content. But these motherfuckers never put Demon Mama in any of this shit. Have you noticed that? She never comes up at any point as being, you know, one of the emblematic problematic streamers. So that's a lot of preamble, and hopefully that made sense. But so there's a lot of things people have already said about this video. It tries to talk about kind of a phenomenon that we have on the left when it comes to canceling and how where people make mistakes, that they will make a mistake and then we will just pile them on the left and we don't want to let them back in. And I mean, people have talked about that one. I would say it depends, and it also depends on kind of like where they are in terms of rehabilitation. But so does that. He also rehashes some old Xander Hall drama, because in this video he rehashes Xander, I wouldn't even call it drama. He just rehashes what like DJ Mule's video was on Xander Hall, which was basically just a nasty hit piece that everybody on the left was like, okay, what the fuck, DJ Egg Mule, why are we going after Xander Hall, our little precious Shadow the Hedgehog here? And so there's a lot of things that are like really wrong about this video, and so he brings that back up. And let me backtrack, I'm kind of losing my spot here. So he wants to do this video on how he thinks the left has a drama problem, or he might have a drama problem. Okay. And I don't disagree with him. I think there are times when we do we fixate on stuff, and then when people make mistakes, we can make it difficult or downright impossible to be restorative and forgive them. But he kind of defeats the the point of his video and his analysis, which I do not like. I don't like his analysis. I don't think it's very good. And that's what I want the focus of this to be, even though I'm like rambling super hard. But he contradicts his analysis of the left being this place where we drama farm. Also, I can't stand it when they're like, this isn't a drama video. I actually don't remember if he did it in this video. I didn't finish this video. I got about halfway through the video, and then I was like, all right, this is kind of garbage. And, holy cow, I totally forgot what I was going to do. So, his analysis on, okay, so left has this problem where we see people having bad behavior, and then we go after them, and then people will cover it as drama, and then it goes around and around, and then that will have a real effect on the people that are in the drama. I think that's a fair point. I don't disagree with that analysis. I think the only issue is I disagree with him saying that it's like I don't agree with him like quoting Foucault completely. I like the attempt, but I have a couple issues with it. And then he goes on to give examples to where if you dig in to who these people are and you go, okay, well, he says that they got like canceled or removed from the left, but he doesn't ever cover really what they did. He'll just have them talk in like an interview fashion. And if you dig into who the people that he puts in his video to talk about the left's drama problem or his drama problem, whatever, FD, that's fine. Name it what you want. You look into the figures that he covers in his video and you're like, bro, these are the guys that you want to like do this on? You don't want to like, I don't know. There's so many people that pop into my head that he could be putting in this video. So the people he puts in his video are people by the name of, he talks about The Rewired Soul, which I didn't have any familiarity with before I watched this video. If you want to know more about the Rewired Soul, I would recommend you check out there's a Jay Arbery video on him in what he was up to, featuring The Right Opinion, and that's a really good video because you get a taste of kind of what he was doing. So you have the Rewired Soul, and then he talks to I think he talks to Merrick at some point. I'm probably going to set that one aside because it doesn't really add to the analysis at all. So I'm going to set that to the side because I don't need to. So he talks to The Rewired Soul. I'm going to come back to him. And then he covers DJ Mule, who is a vile, nasty piece of shit who decided to create one of the worst video essays that people have apparently seen. And he was doing abuse apologia the whole video. He mocked Xander Hall for being abused. And he did it for money. DJ Mule invented the worst fucking grift to ever exist. He decided to make a grift to pay his rent, which failed, by the way, because he's terrible. The video is terrible. He decided to invent the let's victim blame and do abuse apologia to pay my rent. It didn't work out, Eggman. You're gonna have to go after our good old hedgehog a different way. So you got DJ Mule, who sucks. The Rewired Soul, which I want to come back to And then I think the other person he mentions, I think besides Merrick, is a guy by the name of Max Landis, who I'm not like super familiar with Max Landis, but anyway, he talks about in the video how it inspired him creatively. But let's take a look at who Max Landis is here. Right? His name Max Landis? Is that who it is? Let me make sure I'm not like fucking this up. Does it have? Okay. So here's him talking to Eggman. It's terrible. Oh, the other person he has in the video is Professor Flowers. I think he takes pop shots at Zan. Okay, there's Professor Flowers. Jesus Christ. American screenwriter play. Okay. So let's figure out. Here's Max Landis here, but this is very disjointed. But so since I'm on the topic of Max Landis and I don't really know much about him, let's figure out why he is a part of this video, why he's a part of the left's drama problem. And let's see. Let's just click an article here. You've got Daily Beast. 8 women accuse filmmaker Max Landis of emotional and sexual abuse. We are not people to him. Oh, fuck me. This is the guy? These are the guys? Okay. Great. Thanks, FD. Way to keep circling the goddamn sewer drain. Let's see. So Max Landis warning on social media. It was one word: protect. Okay, so this person, Annie Baker, was one of them. Upset to hear. Let's see if there's anything here to learn. Baker figured new vulnerable women. Okay, figured new vulnerable women would quickly find her page. So it looks like this is somebody coming out. Let me see if I can figure out. Baker wasn't the first person to call Landis on his destructive behavior. Back in 2017, a number of entertainment industry insiders wrote about Landis on social media. The posts ranged from not-so-subtle subtweets to overt call-outs. In response to a tweet promoting Bright, an upcoming Landis project, the actress Anna responded, written by a psychopath who sexually abused and assaults women, right? Max Landis did not respond to multiple requests for comment through his representative. Okay, so here we know a little bit more about Landis. I'm not going to go through everything. So there's other stuff. Apparently, people saying that his group's dynamic were cult-like. So here we go. Let's do another one, a little part real quick. And are you starting to kind of see why his examples are kind of falling the fuck apart when you go, okay, well, who's Max Landis? Who's the Rewired Soul? Who are these people? And it makes his video, which I don't really think is that great analysis to begin with, look really, really bad. It undercuts his message. Okay, so multiple women. Okay, so basically, serial sexual abuser of some kind or stripe is Max Landis. And we got him. Okay, cool. So we learned about Max Landis together. That was terrifying. I think I would rather have to fight a group of crows to protect my eyeballs than to have to do that again. Okay, so let's go over a few more of his examples. So let's go back to the Rewired Soul, who I mentioned a little bit ago, who I wasn't familiar with in the video. And in the video, he talks to him, he interviews him. Cool. So the Rewired Soul, and if you check out that I think is it Audrey? Arbery. I think it might be Jay Audrey. I can't remember what his name is exactly. It's got the right opinion in it. So if you watch that video, you find out that the Rewired Soul was on the internet. And in the video, he was talking about how he was trying to give addiction advice and things like that. But what he doesn't tell you, and I can't believe, also, FD, did you look into this guy? Why did you choose him? But here's what he was up to, which didn't get mentioned in the video, which is kind of lying by omission, isn't it? Like, isn't it important for us to know? Like, this doesn't seem to me, like, is this really a drama problem? I mean, because it seems like these guys were Max Landis was rightfully yoinked because, my God, apparently he was a serial sexual abuser. So that's one example. That's doo-doo, poo-poo, goodbye. And the Rewired Soul started a YouTube channel, wanted to talk about mental health, and was giving a lot of mental health advice, a lot of different stuff, talking about a lot of like depression, addiction, and he misled people into thinking that he was qualified to talk about this stuff. And he has no credentials whatsoever. He doesn't have a degree in psychology. He has no credentials to talk about it, but in his stuff, he was misleading people into thinking that. And there's even a clip of him. It's in the Jay Arbery video. I don't really necessarily want to pull it up, but of him basically laughing about the fact that he's basically being a therapist on fucking YouTube. And so this guy fakes being a therapist, lies to people about his credentials, basically. And I have no idea about his fan base in terms of like how many people that affected, but that's really fucked up. Like, super fucked up. So yet again, we have another example of FD Signifier taking one of his people that he interviews and tries to present them in with this drama problem when pretending to be a therapist and lying about it and potentially like giving people really bad advice. Now, I think he was like an addiction counselor or something, but that's so much different than saying that you're a therapist or misleading people in terms of what your expertise are, which is super fucked up to do. So that example sucked. I don't really necessarily want to go over DJ Mule that much. He's basically like steampunk Voldemort at this point. I don't necessarily need to completely talk about why he stinks because I think everyone has done that like to a nauseating degree, and I guess I did it earlier. So far we've got Landis, The Rewired Soul, DJ Mule, all terrible examples of his point about the left having a drama problem and not being willing to forgive people and letting them back in. Well, great. I think I've covered enough examples to kind of go over why I think his analysis kind of falls short when he's trying to say that, well, we're self-policing, we're kicking people, we're making the left hostile. Well, I kind of want the left to be hostile to serial rapists and sexual abusers. Anyway, so another thing that he covers in his video, and I don't know if I really want to play it, but he covers this idea of the panopticon, which comes from Foucault. I think it comes from. Let me see. Let's look it up. Oh God. And then because he's French, wait, there's like 8 different vowels that make my my dyslexia go, whoa. Okay, so the book is on the book is Discipline and Punish, and I think it covers the history of prisons. Yeah, on Panopticon. Okay, so let's see. What do I think would be a good ethics? Let's see if this is good. All right, so let's see. So here we go. This is gonna be a little quick. Okay. All right. So the Panopticon for Foucault. Let me just read a little bit here. French philosopher Michael Foucault was an outspoken critic of the Panopticon. He argued that the Panopticon's ultimate goal is to induce in the inmates a state of conscious visibility. This ensures the so basically, you have people that are in these prisons, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a prison, probably just a social institution, to be visible constantly. To have, and then let's see. Also compares this observation to medieval village under quarantine. In order to stamp out the plague, officials must, if villagers are caught outside, the punishment is death. Okay. All right, so let's see. In Foucault's village, constant surveillance, or the idea of constant surveillance, creates regulation even the smallest details of everyday life. Foucault calls this a discipline blockade. So, kind of after looking this up a little bit, I'll give FD Signifier some credit. I think I was kind of wrong out of the jump. It seems like what it's talking about here is institutions, whether they be plague villages, in our case technology, or prisons in some cases, to where there's this idea that there's constant surveillance being done, and because of that, there's going to be this self-correcting behavior that goes on with people that are inside these structures, so that the institutions don't necessarily always have to do the punishing. I think that at first my original issue was it didn't seem like to me that Twitter was necessarily like the greatest example of this, just because I guess to me it seemed like, yeah, there are people that are being super punitive and constantly watching your every move, and that makes people very alienated and very conscious of what they're doing. And I thought it was a bad example because it didn't. I was thinking of the Panopticon, I think, in more in terms of like state power, in terms of things like prisons, and I mean even in the plague village, there's a lot of different political consequences that come about, because of how the village is structured. And I was thinking of it more in terms of like the state using its power to get the citizenry to do self-correcting behavior. I guess I kind of still half don't like it, because are we really constantly surveying each other on Twitter like that? I mean, I guess I'm to a certain degree. I might have to drop this one, but I guess I was thinking of like the surveillance state and how we're constantly being surveilled by like the tech companies. And the tech companies have these backroom deals with our government, and they're constantly watching our behavior. And because there are cameras, everywhere in our everyday life, it seems normal to us. So I will say, FD, it's all right. I think that I don't know. I suppose when it comes to Panopticon, it really is our data, where it's going, and who's seeing it, and I don't know. Maybe I have to think about that one a little bit. There's still something that I can't really express that is going on in my head that with this one, and I really don't know why. And if I can figure out what it is, I'll add it to this video. But okay, so to do a quick recap here, you've got left has this drama problem where we're constantly watching each other's behavior, and that creates this self-correcting thing where everybody's watching everybody and we're surveilling each other, so that makes us want to watch our behavior. So, like, basically, it comes to, like, if somebody tweets an edgy tweet that someone can see as, like, homophobic or sexist or whatever, then there are going to be people coming up and saying, well, you can't da-da-da-da about it, so then maybe someone's going to delete the tweet, maybe not say that thing in the future. And I think in that respect, I think he kind of does get to a point, but I feel like there's something missing. I don't know what it is. So you've got the Panopticon. You got yourself the camera. You got yourself the cameras everywhere. In this case, it's Twitter. And then you have all these different examples of people that are victims of the Panopticon, are victims of the surveillance. But it seems to me like with the people that we covered, like Max Landis, a serial sexual abuser, we probably should be checking into his behavior and seeing what's going on, especially if it's heinous. The Rewired Soul, he was lying and misleading, at the very least by omission, about being a therapist, about being a certified mental health professional, and he was an addiction counselor. And then you've got Eggman, who, in all honesty, is more concerned with stopping Sonic. So why is he even in the video, FD? Why is Eggman in this video? I don't understand. He's busy with Sonic. Anyway, I think that's mostly what I wanted to say, besides him rehashing old shit about Xander Hall. And he takes pop shots at him. He said he doesn't like Xander Hall, which I thought was really strange. I really also don't like this idea that I don't like somebody, so I'm going to treat them like shit. I'm going to call them out in my video where I have 430,000 subscribers. Xander Hall has, last I checked, like 80,000 subscribers. So this huge YouTuber, way bigger than Xander Hall, is calling him out. Vosh is fine. Well, not fine. He covers Vosh too, but nah. Shoot. So, this kind of went on a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but, so he made this video. It's complicated. Most people have kind of covered what was wrong with it. I mean, Christ, it's been almost 2 weeks. I kind of wanted to tackle the Panopticon. I don't think I did that great of a job on it. I might end up taking that part out, just because I'm not sure. If I can figure out what I think is missing in the analysis that bugs me, I would love to add it, or maybe bring it back up and talk about it again. But Yeah, so he does this video. So he critiques, he's critiquing the left on the issues, but his examples make everything fall apart when you actually learn about who these people are. And I don't understand why that's not in the video. It probably should be. It's kind of lying by omission and a little dishonest. So I think that's all I really got to say about this video that I didn't even play anything of. And I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me on this one, because I was really rambly. But, well, YouTube, it has been fun. I look forward to be caught in your entangled web yet again. And I hope you guys have a good one. Arachnoid, the Spider Empress. She's on her way out. Neat. Cool. We did it. Awesome. Covered FD. That was interesting. Oh shit. I forgot to cover the Keffels shit. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I want to go ahead and cover a tiny bit of Michael Brooks, if you'll entertain me on that. Because we've been talking about lefty infighting, and you heard me scrambling on about FD Signifier's video. So, I want to cover kind of, because Michael Brooks talks about this, and all the infighting like this, going after Keffels for her addiction, calling her racist, all the stuff with the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, which I'm actually thinking about doing a J.K. Rowling stream to get some of that out of the way. But I'm not sure. If you guys want to hear my takes on the Hogwarts Legacy thing, J.K. Rowling, I even have kind of like what I want to see the future of Harry Potter and the vision for that franchise to be. Because I don't really like the idea that we're just going to seed that entire massive worldwide media thing to the right. Anyway, let me know if you guys want to see me cover that. So we're gonna do. I think what I want to do is I want to cover Michael Brooks on the left and some of its toxic tendencies, and kind of go from there. I'm trying to remember what these videos are. Let me check to see what I've got. Open link. No. Okay, so that's the one on warning about falling into fantasy. Okay. What is this one? Okay. Oh, I see. Maybe. Can you get off my screen, please? Okay, go away. All right, I don't want to play that. But so this here's the video. I'm gonna go ahead and whoops, didn't want to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and record for another segment. All right, I'm gonna do the Michael Brooks segment, I think, and potentially talk about the war, what's going on in Ukraine, and kind of what I think of the United States geopolitical position when it comes to dealing with war crimes, because it's a really complicated one, and especially with stuff in Ukraine. I might cover that a little bit, and then I think I might wish. Right, and then I'm gonna do another quick thing, and then I think I'm gonna be on my way out. But okay, so all right, we're doing it. We're plowing right through this stuff. Okay, so we're heading back into YouTube. YouTube. Heading back into the pre-recorded realm here. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. Spider Empress Arachnoid here. And I want to cover something that I think is really important stuff. As of late, seems like we've been fighting with each other a lot. People have been very mean and shitty kind of all the way around. Let's get this ad out of the way. God damn it. And there's somebody that I don't know if everyone's familiar with, but it's somebody by the name of Michael Brooks. And to give you a bit of a background on Michael Brooks, he was a political commentator. He was one half of the Majority Report. And, okay, one half of the Majority Report. He was a socialist, and he had a lot of really good things to say about how the left should conduct itself when it comes to building a viable political movement. And I think this is what he's about to be talking about here is just about as relevant as ever, because it seems to me that there are a lot of people on the left that forget exactly what we're doing here. This isn't a social club. This isn't a place for me to come and hang out with my homies or go see a rock band. I ultimately, all of the people that I'm going to be talking about politics with, I don't know them, right? They're not my friends necessarily. And where was I going with that? I don't want to get under the impression that we have to like each other, that we have to be friends, but we're trying to build a viable political movement. And it seems like with everything that's going on with all of what's going on with Twitter, you can pick your example. There's a particular group of people online on the left. Some people call them woke scolds. Other people call them tenderqueers. Lately, they seem to me to be people that aren't really interested in the legitimate political project of leftism in the same way that I think is important. And I think we've been seeing more and more of people falling into escapist habits and into fantasies, because, I mean, just to give the Hogwarts legacy thing, it seems to me to be escapist and a little bit strange. I don't know if I want to say call it a fantasy, that by playing a video game, somebody is transphobic. That seems kind of out of left field and out of reality. And I understand things are really grim. There's a lot of terrible things happening. There's been a litany of anti-trans bills floating around for the last 2 years. It doesn't seem like the left, as we see it, has a lot of chances to move forward. Bernie Sanders lost. It seems like the Democratic Party isn't giving everything that we want. We don't have a legitimate progressive program. We don't have the policy that we want. But I think that makes it just as important as ever for us to keep in mind that we have to make sure to stay grounded in reality. And anyway, that's a really long way to say that I want y'all to hear what Michael Brooks has to say on escapism and fantasy, because I think it applies to the online left more now than it did back then. And I hope you guys enjoy what he has to say as much as I do. Anyway, without further ado, here is Michael Brooks on not descending into fantasy and escapism. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to start this over, I think. Sorry. Right here. Here we go. Oh, shit. So to give a bit of context real quick, he's talking about in 2020 how Bernie Sanders had a legitimate shot at the presidency, and it seems like he wasn't going to win. And at that time, we were really, really, really down, and it seemed kind of hopeless. And we seem to be kind of in a similar hopeless spot now with everything that's happening with the right, what they're doing with culture, what they're doing with the legislature. So anyway, that's kind of how I think it connects to this modern moment, because we have kind of the same despair. And I think that's kind of where the tendency to want to jump into escapism comes from. When you feel like you don't have any kind of other recourse, you fall into you need some kind of way to cope. Anyway, sorry. Back to Michael. True. I'm gonna, well, I'll let it run. Sorry. He's talking about voting in 2020. I think here he's talking about the COVID relief package that instead of really bailing out everyday Americans in the way that it should have, kind of like in Canada, it was more of a massive cash grab by the rich. There was never an accountability chair appointed by Nancy Pelosi to keep track of where that money was going. Just crazy amounts of corruption and just malpractice and negligence. It's insane that nobody was following where these billions of dollars were going. And it didn't even benefit working people poor people, people that needed it to be able to survive the pandemic. Anyway. It's not. Okay. I kind of want to pause it for a second because uh, he's talking about a lot of like anti-establishment lefties, the ones that are constantly talking about revolution, and I think something like this can be equally applied to people that want to be constantly um, um, covering things. Um, I think this can apply to a lot of different people on the left because the revolutionary rhetoric can be for one side, the obnoxious social hand wringing and you know shaming can be another form of that, right? Um, and I just kind of wanted to pause it for a second and kind of give you connecting tissue that it's talking about kind of and these anti-establishment people, but I think this applies to the 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 woke scoldy part of the left, whatever you want to call it. I don't really have a word for it. It just manifests in a different way, and it kind of manifests more in hyperfixations on identity, and instead of really nailing down and trying to push forward effectively. Okay, back to Michael. I promise this is going to have an endpoint. He's still in that UK prison, by the way. He's still there. I don't know what his condition is now, but before it was awful. Anyway, just want to let you guys know that, you know, he's still there. Last I knew. So, just to pause it for a second, to kind of reconnect it here really quickly. When he's talking about cultural buy-in, I think one of the questions to ask when we're talking about how do we apply this to now is, I think the question is, how much cultural buy-in is there really of keeping track of people's, missteps, transgressions, and whatever that be, like transphobia, sexism, and things like that. How much cultural buy-in is there with a lot of the rhetoric of you did this terrible thing, so now you're awful. You're awful forever. We don't want to see you again on the left. Or I don't think there's a lot of cultural buy-in with that, and that's kind of a thing that I'm thinking about here. Is like, how much cultural buy-in is there in that kind of thing? And then the other question kind of is, how much cultural buy-in does the left have? And I'm not just talking about the Democrats. How much cultural buy-in do we have as a movement to push Medicare for all, to push for trans rights? Name any lefty thing you want to put in. How much cultural buy-in do we have? I think that's a good question to be asking ourselves. I think I'm just gonna let the video run through. And I think that's pretty much all I've got to say for the most part. Oh shit. Sorry. Yeah. See, I was talking about ads earlier. Okay. Okay, that's everything that I wanted to cover on that. Um, and I think one of the last things I kind of want to say is because you mentioned something about language, and then I kind of want to go back to, so we're talking about, you know, being aware and sensitive of where the, a large part of the population is on all of these issues and on substantive rights, whether that's trans people, insert your group here, black people, disabled people, like myself. And I think it's important for us to ask, okay, what is the culture, like, how much pull on the culture do we have? And not just that, are we prepared, to hear, like, opinions that aren't going to be that great? And to kind of pull it back to what I was saying when it comes to a lot of the, the woke scoldy type of the left. How many people are going to want to have a fight over, what to call, and I mean, I'm not hateful stuff, but how many people are going to want to get bogged down into the details about, you're not supposed to say something this way or that way. And I think on the left, and I think this is the last thing I want to say, is we have to be ready for a litany of opinions, and we have to be ready for, and I think this is the thing that particular part of the left I'm talking about, that wants to go to cancel people, that wants to hyper focus on, kind of like social credit and potentially keeping track of people's mistakes, is we have to be ready to hear opinions that we don't like. And then we have to figure out, okay, how are we going to reach people? How are we going to increase the cultural buy-in for trans rights, for Medicare for all, for economic reform, for, going against the, I guess what I would call, our racial caste system, our apartheid state. How are we going to talk to people? And I think it's important, regardless of where I think you see yourself on the left, we have to be ready to hear opinions that we don't like. We have to be aware of where people are, and if we're interested in building a legitimate left movement, we can't be hyper fixating on things like who's really going to want to have a discussion about, like, a video game, like, over trans rights, like, in the long run, and really make sure that we're not losing ourselves into infighting or wanting to make sure that we have our own little Twitter spot where we don't have to worry about people with differing opinions. And I just think this video from Michael is really insightful, and I hope you guys were able to get as much out of it as I did. And hopefully that wasn't a, hopefully I added commentary there. And I really appreciate you guys staying here and watching this. And I miss Michael Brooks quite a lot. I might end up making this a regular thing on my channel, covering some of his stuff. But anyway, just want to say thank you for checking out this video. If you like it, please give like, subscribe, hit the comment bell, do all that different stuff. Michael Brooks, rest in power. I will see you webheads in the next video. Okay, we did it. We made it. We made it. I think that's what, segment 3? I think. Okay, I think there's other things that I want to okay. I think that's all I'm going to cover for the moment. I do want to get to what's going on in Ukraine. I might make that a separate segment, a separate thing. But I think I'm almost getting close to being a little bit live streamed out. Let's see if I gotta take a break for just a second. How's everybody doing? How are we doing? Oh, okay. 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 I think that's all I've really got I want to cover on stream today because uh, the Ukraine situation is complicated, and I think I want to do a little bit more reading up on it, and so I can give you guys little bit more of a complete segment, to make it a little bit more worthwhile. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, and if you end up being somebody who's catching this stream VOD later on in the future, I really appreciate you clicking the video and listening to me ramble on about a bunch of different topics. And I really appreciate you guys being here. And I hope we can all work toward a better left, a better online left. And have a good night, guys. Okay, I'm almost there. All right. Well. Okay, my webbies, my fellow spiders, my arachnids. I will see you guys in the next stream. Peace out.